Hi everyone, I'm Monique and welcome to my channel. So as you can see, I kind of just jump right into things. Um, Many of you may not know, unless you know me in my personal life, I am a artist. I am a portrait artist specifically. It's something that I kind of honed in on during the pandemic and became pretty good at. All glory to God. But ever since then, I hadn't really been putting it to much use. So I decided recently, with a lot of changes going on in my personal life, that I would make something of it. So I am a Christian, and this thought stems from my belief in wanting to be a good steward over the gifts that God has given me. So I want to not bury the talents that God has given me, but instead maximize them and make the most out of them because I know that God has been so gracious in giving them to me, and I want to be a blessing by being able to give back to pour into anyone else who might be interested in drawing. I will add the disclaimer though that I am self taught. I have not done any schooling for this. The most I've probably done was AP art in high school, but that is long ago, respectively. So right now, I decided that I would get back into art, and I wanted this first piece to be someone meaningful to me, although everyone I've drawn so far has been meaningful to me. They're very special people. I, in this video, wanted to film myself creating and drawing my boyfriend. So um, we'll get into the background of how that came to be. But we've been dating for a year and a half now, and the holidays are coming up. Christmas is right around the corner, and I wanted to do something special for him and just work on getting more practice in. So I had to shake the dust off a little bit. In the beginning of this video, you probably see me fumbling with the pencils, and honestly, I forgot what all those pencils were for. It's been so long, but it's kind of like riding a bike. Once you get back into it, you start to kind of get the hang of things. And here I'm mapping out a little bit the face structure, the angle that the original picture is in. So I like to look at references to draw what's already reality, and I chosen one of my favorite pictures of my boyfriend, and I I think I did it justice. I was really nervous. I kept looking at the reference picture, praying like, God, I pray that this is, something. But also, I had a couple of friends messaging me, so I wanted to respond back to them. So you'll see me get a little distracted here and there, and that's okay. So I decided recently, in regards to being a better steward of the gift that God has given me in art, I wanted to also see if it's possible to make it public. So I am in the middle of several new journeys and adventures that I'm thinking of, planning, taking to God in prayer, seeking advice on, and a couple of those things have been a little kind of bittersweet in a sense where I'm able to, because of what's going on in life, have a lot more time to devote to the things that I care about, the things that are important to me, but also I'm having to consider how can this become a stream of income for me. So we all know that YouTube is pretty profitable. At least it seems like it, but I decided I'd try my hand at that. And so that's why I am here today. Um, And I might say a lot, but you know what? Perfect is not the gatekeeper for starting. I want to start. And even in 2020, when I started portrait art, I wanted to film it, film it for YouTube. And I love the process of just seeing something very relaxing, not necessarily, uh, I believe it's called ACR. I don't know, something like that, where you listen to sounds and do 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 do. I don't know. It's very like calming or soothing for some people. I wanted this to be that, but visually, where you're watching something take form, something's being created out of nothing, and I find satisfaction in that. So I'm hoping that you all would enjoy the process as well. Just sitting with me and watching something take form and come to life. It's hopefully in a way that it should, but I am a recovering perfectionist. I spent a lot of my time just kind of overwhelmed at the thought of starting something new, starting something scary, because I can adopt the mindset that I need to be perfect at it or else it's not any good. No one's going to like it. I'm going to be ridiculed. And no one likes those feelings, of course, but I've learned in the last few years that it really pays to challenge yourself and to do something uncomfortable and to even face being rejected. And I'm in this season of my life of wanting to be faithful, wanting to be faithful to the things that I believe God is calling me to do. Trying the things that I've always wanted to do, but just had been stricken with analysis paralysis and not even allowing myself the chance to start, not being obedient, most importantly, to the promptings I feel the Spirit calling me to. So, my mantra, I've already figured it out. My mantra for 2025 is everything in faith. Everything in faith. Whatever I do, I want it to be with the mindset that if I believe God is telling me to do this, I'm going to obey. And at the other side of the obedience is the blessing. Not necessarily the success or the outcome that I would like to see, but there's some blessing where I'm learning something new, or maybe this is benefiting the lives or of someone else or encouraging someone else who might have been where I was and had been feeling the same way, maybe even feeling insecure about their art or maybe even their walk with God. But if I can be a testimony to anyone out there, I want to share. I want to share with all of you. So here I'm just holding my cat, my fur baby Jules. She knows the right time to show up. She always has been, and I don't know, maybe she's doing this for the camera. But she's been a big blessing too, on top of the many amazing things God has been doing in my life, showing me, and I'm praying that this channel can be the start of just not even the start, but maybe the the formation of what I pray would be a faithful season that God is taking me to, especially in 2025, especially as I mentioned, experiencing a lot of change recently in my life. And I want to do everything faithfully, everything in obedience, knowing that God has given his life for me. John 3:16 says it perfectly. And I believe that God, in his graciousness, in his mercy, and his kindness, sent his son to die on the cross for me, to die a brutal death, to experience ridicule, to experience people not even wanting to know him. And we even see that today. There's a lot of people who don't want to know God because of the comfortability of their life and, the sin of choice, whatever it might be. But I want to be reminded that God, in his love and care, has done so much, even outside of his character, of who he is. He's done so much for me. And because I decided to live my life for God, I'm deciding to let go of the old Monique. I've become a new creation. I've become God's righteousness. And I want to let go the things of my past. I want to let go the insecurity I felt around art, and not just art, but who I am as a person, my self-esteem. And I'm continuing to grow with God and to grow in grace and to grow in the ways that he desires me to as a woman of God. And my walk with God hasn't been perfect at all, but he's been so kind and so merciful, where I have a testimony to share, whether it's through art and the amazing people God has gifted me with, whether it's through his church and his community of like-minded believers that I get to surround myself with, who holds me accountable, who sharpens me like iron, and I get to do the same for them. I have no other choice but to walk in the light, to walk in the spirit. Walking in the flesh leads to destruction, but walking in the spirit leads to light. And that's the life I've chosen to live. So with that, I'm doing and deciding to do a lot of things that are uncomfortable, a lot of things that I would not necessarily ignore, but I'd tell myself that I have so many things to do and there's a lot of things on my plate already. I can't possibly add on this other task, or if you boil it all down, I can't possibly be obedient to God. And that's not who I want to be. That's not the life I've chosen. So welcome to my channel, where you will experience a mix of my art, a mix of me sharing my testimony, who I am, what my walk with God has been like the last 6 years that I've chosen to walk with him, that I've been baptized and have been connected with my local church here in Florida. I'll share some of the scary but also awesome things that I'm doing and deciding to take a leap of faith on, YouTube being one of them. So I'm pretty excited to share all of the things that I've been kind of growing in, working on, dreaming, praying about, all the things. So if you're a artsy girly, then hey, welcome to my channel. If you're the kind of girly who's just excited about trying something new and wanting to do it with someone else, you want to be in good company, hey, welcome to my channel. Or if you're a Christian girly, or maybe even a guy, we don't discriminate around here. If you are a Christian, if you're a faithful believer of Christ, if you're a disciple, welcome to my channel. So at this part of the video, I'm just kind of finishing up some final touches, highlighting some things, darkening others. I'm adding my signature and just wrapping things up a little bit. I should be able to show you the final results soon. All right, Monique, come on. I keep finding new things to tweak, but all right, here's the final result. I think he's pretty handsome. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Bye.